Hi there. Welcome again to All Things Core. Today, I figured what a great idea to, as we move into the spring season, what an amazing idea it would be to talk about Surya Namaskar. So, those of you who do have a yoga practice or you're yoga curious, Surya Namaskar is a great way to condition your body, and acknowledge your body as well as just do something to dedicate your life's movement to nature's elements, right? That's a nice, simple, clean way to talk about it. But most importantly, it's not for everyone. And I have a really simple 12-step version that I'm thinking would be nice to share on here today, right? So, one of the things I'd love to remind you is anytime you start any new yoga practice or any new body movement, always check with a doctor or primary care physician. Um, it's definitely not something that you want to just decide on your own, especially if you have any history of injuries. Again, if you're on your menstrual cycle, if you're a female, it should be avoided. There are no major adverse effects, but in terms of the flow that your body is having, it's going to be going in the opposite direction. It's doing the opposite of what you want your body to do, which is potentially detox. So pregnancy, there is another thing that you should always check with your primary care before practicing any of the poses. Definitely, it can be done, but it would depend on the body that's in front of me for me to be able to make that decision. And as well, again, never start something new, especially if you're pregnant. What else did I want to share? If you have any fever or acute inflammation, any rashes that are on the excess toxins that are coming or purging out of the body, no, not a good idea. Sometimes there are some inverted, like semi-inverted poses. So if you have any dizziness or high blood pressure, vertigo, anything like that, it's anything that's going to create pressure on the body would not be ideal practice for you. So that would include coronary artery disease. That would also include stroke, any overstimulation or damage, weakness to the heart or the blood vessel system would be an absolute no. So, generally speaking, if there's a hernia or intestinal tuberculosis, this is a no. All right. And we're doing the really simple 1 through 12. One of the books that I would love to share with you that I do take a lot of my references from in this particular practice is the Asana Pranayama Mudra Bandha book. And it's really, really, you can actually probably look it up online. I'm going to show it to you here and I'll try to remember to put it in the comments. But it's a great book to reference for some classic yoga. All right. So let's get it started. All right. Nice and simply, I'm going to bring you down here so you can have a full picture. All right. I'm going to go to the top of my mat here and maybe move you up a little bit. Yeah, that might be better. Could be. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. All right, now we're in business. All right, so we'll start here at the very top. The hands will start in a prayer position. Big toes will be together. The heels can be slightly apart. Pull the navel in up, squeezing the inner thighs together. And then from here, we'll do position 1. All right, position 2, both palms reach all the way up and then come together, pulling the navel in, gazing up toward the thumbs. All right, position 3, you'll fold forward and exhale. Get to where you can put your hands on the shins if it's better. If you have any back problems or sciatic nerve issues, I would eliminate this practice as well. All right. And then from this position, we'll go ahead and allow you to press one foot back into a lunge, right, before. If it's available to you, you can bring your body a little bit higher and reach the arms out to the side. All right. Drop the hands down to go up to position 5. Breathe in that mountain pose, they call it in this particular book, but we also better know it as downward dog. From here, we'll go into all fours to the 6th position and drop the chin, chest, and the palms, knees, and toes stay tucked here. All right. Lift up through that small little baby cobra position. If you want to go higher, you're welcome to. Hold the navel in, and make sure you don't overdo the back. And then from this position, you'll go back to your downward dog or your mountain pose. Lunge back forward. And both feet go next to one another. Arms reach back up to that nice position. It's almost like we repeat the same cycle. Then the palms come back to the prayer position. All right? So I'll try and talk you through. I'm going to try and count and do the exercise at the same time. All right? We'll see how it goes. All right, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, same thing again. Starting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to bend the knees if you need to. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's very different than the usual Surya Namaskar position, which I'll demonstrate after I do 2 more of this version. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So how did that go? I hope it went really well. Okay. So one that's more traditional that we've probably seen many times is the one where the palms go to the chest and you inhale and you reach your arms all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Look out. And you hop or step back. Today I'm going to step back. All right. You can modify by putting the knees down. And then you'll bend the elbows to do chaturanga. You'll come up to a cobra pose or upward dog. And then tuck the toes, drop the head, stretch back to that mountain pose. And then you'll step forward or you'll hop forward. And look back out. Drop the head, reach the arms back up, and rest. All right, so that's the other variation, right? So many options, right? So I love that 1 through 12. It's a little bit easier on the body. It can be done regularly if you're healthy, given the contraindication. So if you want a reference or you need a reference based on like, what can I do? Or, what can't I do? It's definitely wonderful to check that book out. All right. So until our next visit, thank you so much for joining me in a simple Surya Namaskar. Can't wait to see you again next time. Until then, I'm Natalie Rand, founder of All Things Core, Ayurveda wellness specialist, Pilates extraordinary, and yogini. So wonderful to see you again. Until our next time. Remember, you don't have to do it by yourself. All you have to do is show up and we'll do it together. See you soon. Ciao.